Testing, testing, one, two, three. It's your boy Hardy Bay. It's your boy Hardy Bay.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jose, and I'm here to introduce my man Hardy Bay, who's hard at work on the scene between Houston, Memphis, and Las Vegas, doing his thing. So, hey, John, why don't you introduce yourself to the folks, and then I got a couple questions I want to ask you.
For sure, it's your street brother mentor Hardy Bay, man. I thank you for having me today, my brother. I'm here with y'all, man, and I'm here to answer questions, man. Get the people the game.
Absolutely. Okay, so my question is now, street mentor. Tell us about that.
So the street mentor, I came with the street mentor because I'm born and raised in the streets, and I've elevated to the corporate level and to the entrepreneurship on an international scale, and so I felt that I could come back and use the knowledge that I did gain, on an international level. But I come from the streets to still go back and tap in with my guys from the streets because I speak the same lingo. So that's what Street Brother Mentor is about: is touching those individuals that come from the dismal creps, come from the hard lives, and the what we call the school of hard knocks. So I wanted to be able to meet the plight of the individuals that I'm trying to seek out and help them uplift themselves.
So I hear you use the term elevate a lot. Tell me what that means to you.
So elevate to me is go from one level to the next level. We want to soar with the eagles. And so life is all about elevation and growth. They say the biggest room in the world is room for growth. We all can grow. We all can improve somewhere in our life. So that's why I always use the word elevation, because I always feel like it's that next level of us elevating. Nothing stays the same. The earth only moves forward. So that's why I use that a lot.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what's going on in Pahrump, Nevada, and how you got to doing that.
Okay, so Pahrump, Nevada, is interesting. How I got there to Pahrump, Nevada. Unfortunately, one of my good friends passed away. I've been rocking with him, 25 years since I was, about 14, 15. He was, probably 25, 30 at the time. He was the low rider king. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, VMAX. You know what I'm saying? And so I went up there, pay homage to the family, and went up there, and he was building a fourplex at the time. And the family, they didn't really know what to do. They was like, man, they call it the monster because it was sucking the funds dry. This is development, and this is VMAX first development, and so they really didn't really quite know what they were getting themselves into. So I came in, I'm not gonna say I saved the day, but I did, and I came in with my expertise, and I let his wife know, say I'll complete it, bring my money to the table, complete the deal, and we'll split the profit. But in that transition, I got a few more builds. As I got there and got to moving fast, building fast, and doing my thing, other people saw that. And they're like, hey, well, can you build for me? Can you build for me? Can you build me one and whatnot? And so that's how it happened, man. I'm talking about within 3 months of being there on the grind, I had another $4 million worth of business. That's literally how it happened, people.
So that reminds me of, people ask for help, right? But it's easier to help somebody when you see them doing something.
Yes.
Right? When they're doing nothing, it's like, okay, wait, I don't know if I should, how do I invest into this person, right? But you're busy doing your thing. People see it, now they want to be a part of it.
That
right?
part. That part.
So when you drive out to Pahrump, when you land in Vegas, and you drive back to Pahrump, you're basically putting your developer hat back on, even though I know it's on full time. What are you thinking when you take that drive?
I'm thinking, man, that this is an opportunity of a lifetime, because this is something that I see a vision. I'm like a pioneer, like when they came from the east going to the west, seeking for gold and mining and things like that. So that's what I think about when I'm riding from Vegas and I see the growth. It's all about vision, people. You got to have vision. You got to see beyond the curve. And I look at it. When Mr. Clark came to Nevada and said he's going to build a town in Nevada, in the desert, no one thought it could be done, but it was done. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, kind of with it right there. I'm like a pioneer. I'm following the Spanish Trail. Looking for that new gold rush, and that's Pahrump. And so I smile every time because it's an unincorporated town, and we soon to have our tentacles so deep in there where they won't be talking about us. They're going to be talking about the family legacy that we're going to leave behind there. So that's what I think about every time I go Pahrump. I'm smiling from ear to ear. It's peaceful. It's a wonderful ride. The scenery is beautiful. And at the end of the day, day, it's a legacy play. So
Yeah, you know what? It is peaceful. And, spending some time out there with you, I realized you knew a lot about the town's history, who founded it, who the big players were, the movers and shakers when the town got started, what the vision for Pahrump is, and the fact that they yes, it is a town, but they wanted slow growth because they didn't want all that overflow from Vegas.
That's
Straight.
right.
However, it seems like the demographics are going to change because there are a lot of old heads in Pahrump, and it's like, okay, so I know there's got to be new, fresh, young blood coming in, especially with what you're doing.
correct. It's interesting you say that because the old oligarchs, old white oligarchs, and had this town locked down for so long. And it's not that this town could not progress; they didn't want it to progress because it was their hidden gems, like the Wild Wild West, with your gun on your hip, and you out there doing what you want to do. And so they wanted to keep it that way. It's actually beautiful, and I understand why they wanted to keep it that way. Because remember, these folks are already wealthy. These folks already got money. They're not looking to go to a place to have fun and turn up. They're looking for a place to live for the rest of their lives. And so I understand their plight, when you can look in the sky and you can see every star in the solar system, the air is clear. I mean, it just has a lot of benefits, no street lights. So I understand that. However, with progression, no one can stop progression, and no one can beat Father Time. They
No
tried.
matter where you are.
Yeah, they tried. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat Father Time. So, as things progress, those older people are getting phased out, unfortunately, because they have to die. And as, they die off in the town, and everyone's looking for alternative, right? Because that's also what we have to talk about because Pahrump is an alternative to Las Vegas. So everyone is looking for alternative right now. As the economy get tight, they're looking to alternatives. So we're getting a big influx of people coming up there. So it's inevitable. The people can't stop it.
So what I was thinking about when I was there, I said, hey, you know what? So it is an alternative because I can live a peaceful life in Pahrump.
Correct.
Right? I mean, I could literally bring 500,000, buy me, build me something nice, right? Live there. Yes, you got access to a Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, basically everything you need.
Yes.
There might not be a ton of them, right? But they got what you need, right?
Yes, sir.
The peacefulness is there. The people are kind.
Yes, they are.
It's almost like a weird movie, like you're being set
Get
up.
out.
Yes, get out for real. Yeah, but then when I want the action, I can go to Vegas.
Yes.
So to me, that's almost like a win-win. If I want to do slots, I can just go down to the local casino because Pahrump has a pretty decent-sized casino, right?
Several.
Several, right? So I really don't see where I could not have the best of both worlds.
True.
Because the thing about Vegas is, you got a lot of stuff going on in Vegas, right? Once you move out of with the strip and stuff like that, one, you got to be careful where you go.
It's treacherous.
And two, there's not much else.
No.
I mean, you got, other cities, but it's not Vegas. Pahrump is that spot.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I share that with people all the time. I rarely even go to Vegas, born and raised in California, been going to Vegas all my life, so I'm not intrigued by it, and it's a lot of moving parts. It's a international city where people coming in and out. It's sketchy. You're dealing with a lot of people drunk and things in that nature, and so like you said, that is a gift because you can be 45 minutes outside of that drama and live a very, very peaceful life, and then when you're ready to go, you can go get in it and get right out.
Well, the most comforting thing about me wanting to say I want to live in Pahrump, but I'm close to Vegas. The people that come to Vegas to visit, they have no idea that Pahrump even exists.
No, they don't.
So you don't have to worry about that overflow or them coming and messing with you. They don't want to go there. They want to go to Vegas.
They want to go to Vegas.
So when you got the stomach or you want to do a certain thing in Vegas, you go, you come back, and I mean, technically that's like if I drove to Pearland, and I did something,
yes,
and I drive back over to this side,
I
50
live in
minutes,
Humble.
boom, yeah.
Same thing every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I just drove here from Humble, and it take me 50 minutes to an hour. So it's not a bad ride. If you live in any major city, you're going to commute.
Yeah.
And when I could commute and look at the mountains and the pretty layers in the mountains.
No, not just that you go up a little bit, you come back down.
Elevations. And,
yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's better than looking at traffic. So.
And the crazy thing is we both grew up in the city.
Yeah.
And when I tell you I got tired of the city real fast, that by the time I began starting a family, I didn't want to be in the city, right? Now, I went as far as the suburbs, but when I started looking at certain things, I want to go out to the country in Texas, but it's just something about um, that area. I remember I went hiking in right outside of Vegas. When I tell you, you can't hear anything. Pahrump is almost the same, except maybe in the distance, maybe half a mile away, you can hear a dog faintly bark. Or maybe because they're doing construction for a new housing development, you might hear a bulldozer, the beep of them backing up in reverse, right?
Correct.
But other than that, man, and then it may be hot during the day, but sometimes you get a cool breeze at night or in the morning time. So, I mean, you really can't beat it.
Well, Nevada actually has very, very good weather, and people don't even know that. Some of the best weather on the West Coast, because when you look at it, is we get hot. You might have 3 months of hot, but like right now, I mean, we're talking about the high of 72,
It was 44
75.
degrees this morning.
Yeah, and then
in
44
Vegas.
this morning. So you get that, but and that's going to last all the way. We're going to be running these numbers all the way until May. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at like you really got a nice time. You're probably miserable and hot for about 3 months out of the year, but after that, 9 months out of the year, Pahrump has nice weather. So
And
really
it doesn't get as hot. So it's hot.
It doesn't
It's
get as hot
a
as
dry
Vegas.
heat, but it doesn't get as hot as even Vegas doesn't get as hot as Phoenix.
No,
Phoenix is
it's
like
true. That's on a different animal.
I don't know what's
different
going on.
animal. Different animal.
Yeah. All right. So, you talk about Street Mentor and like where where you come from and where the young boys are today, right? And now we know that some of the OGs are trying to make the young boys do some of the stupid play, if you will, right? So what if you have someone that's on the fence? What if you have someone that says, hey, you know what, I want to be successful, but they have no clue or they can't see themselves in that, right? How can you share a piece of your journey that can help those young men?
Yeah, so the main thing is vision. I share that with people. We all have dreams, we all have hopes, and that's the vision right there. But you have to put work in behind it at the end of the day. So having vision, able to see yourself having it, I feel like it's really a must. It must start there because if you can't see it, you can't have it. And that's where a lot of things materialize in the mind. Everything we see was created from a thought, including this microphone, this computer, this video camera, the clothes we're wearing, this watch. It's somebody's thought.
To give you to make an example of that, years ago, there was a little pad that wrote like in black and white that Apple had. It was called I don't know if it's called the Einstein or something like that. But people say that was the beginning thought of the iPad. I mean, it didn't come 2 years later.
Yeah.
But it's the thought of it, the idea of it, right?
That's correct.
So you're literally what you're saying is once you can envision something, you're one idea. If you put the work in, you're one idea away from probably being the next big thing.
That is correct.
Or being successful.
That is correct.
Right.
But you gotta have vision. I think vision is one thing. You can't look at yourself as an individual like, oh well, I will never be nothing. I will never have nothing. See, the plague starts in the mind. And that's why I say the vision is important. Vision boards are important because you don't have these things, but you got to physically see them. That's why they tell you to make vision boards, right? Because if you cannot see it, you cannot have it, people. So my main thing would be first to strip all the layers back of you're blaming yourself, blaming your family, blaming your environment for your mishaps, and look at the man in the mirror and make a conscious decision, or the woman in the mirror, make a conscious decision that you want change. And through that change, you have to have vision. I must for sure see it for myself. That is necessary. And so that would be the start for me. And then once you have it, you got a vision and you got an idea or a goal, then you have to build on that. And so that would be the first thing, is stripping the layers back and really getting deep with self. A lot of people don't do self-reflecting. We blame everything on the outside environment. But most of the time, it's us. It's within us. We're in our own way.
You can't have the same problem in every situation.
No.
Because the only common factor is you.
That's true.
Okay. So, and I get that, being able to envision things so that you can see yourself. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever, as the younger you, or people you were around when you were younger, did they have an issue, or did you ever have an issue seeing the greatness or the envisioning the other side of greatness?
That's a good one. I mean, I can't tell you guys I knew I was going to be here today, where I'm at today. But I've always seen greatness, even when I did illegal activity, before I went to federal prison when I was, 20 years old. We made millions of dollars. So I always see myself as great. I've, even though I grew up with nothing, poor, mama, a victim of crack cocaine, I never see myself down as a victim. I don't know. I've never looked at myself as a victim. So I've always looked at myself as this is not where it's not about where you start, it's about where you end. So I've always had that vision of saying, bro, yeah, we broke right now, we poor right now, but we won't be poor forever. So it was a spark in me that that I've always had. But yeah. I mean, you do have doubts, and you do get into those ruts and things in that nature. But even though you're in these hard conditions, I think it still reflects back to vision and self-reflect. Because a lot of times we just don't have that of self-reflecting within ourselves. And so it's very, very important. So, I can't really go back to a time where I can tell y'all where I was depressed and, oh, my life ain't nothing, I'll never be nothing. I don't never remember or reflect back to a time like that. And maybe because I'm in the, I'm growing up in the 80s, into the 90s. We're in the dope game. You lose your money, boy, you get up, you go get some more. You know what I'm saying? Money flowing, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're seeing hustlers, you're seeing low
Oh,
riders.
there was some good times,
There was
80s and
some good
90s,
times.
man.
So maybe that can be the case too. I don't per se know and pinpoint it, but I do know I can't never remember a time where I was feeling like a victim and didn't have vision for myself, even when I could barely read or write.
Okay, so I remember, or I can imagine you thinking, hey, this is my life. You said, hey, I didn't feel like a victim. So I'm assuming that you just accepted this life as your own, right? But at the same time, you say that, you didn't have the traditional or conventional things. I remember you talking about saying, hey, I didn't really have an education. Didn't really have a driver's license or, there were certain things you didn't get till after prison. So where was the conversion and what was that conversion like?
Okay, that's a good one. So, prison, I'll be real with you. Prison was one of the best things that could have happened to me in my life because it was like me going to a Harvard, a Yale, a Princeton, a Oxford, you know what I'm saying? A Stanford, a UCLA, you know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it, right? And so that was the transition because I knew I said, wow, okay, they gave me 5 years, 10 months, first time being in trouble. I said, well, damn, if I come out and do it again, what they gonna give me? Saying all these cats been gone since 1988, you know what I'm saying? And they been gone, and I'm coming in here. Some of them I couldn't even get off the porch when they left, and now I'm in prison with them, And so I knew it was real, and so I had to make a change in life. And it's not that I didn't want the change when I was on the street. I just didn't have the individuals to help me with that change. We made millions of dollars, but we didn't have nobody to tell us what to do with the money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You still need guidance. Just because you got millions, that don't mean you don't need no guidance.
No direction and no ultimate goal.
Yes. And so, prison really, really enlightened me into a whole nother level because now I'm in here with businessmen that ran Fortune 500 companies teaching me the real game to life. And so that's where, I was at. And that's what really sparked that interest and that change. And then, I studied with the Moorish Science Temple to really learn about self, the higher self, the lower self, and things like that. And I really feel like the key to all that is knowing who you are and studying yourself. A lot of people are going around, they don't know who they are, they're lost, they're floating, they're just, out there, and so that is a fact. You have to learn who you are. But prison done that for me, man. I'm going to tell you, man, it was a hell of a ride. I wouldn't take it back for nothing in the world. It really taught me the game. This is the season that y'all getting here today, and I wanted it. I wanted to change. I knew we needed to change. I've always wanted to change. Like I said, making millions of dollars selling, cocaine. But at the same time, who was in our neighborhood? Who was coming for us? Who was saying, hey, I can teach you, brother, how to put your money here and do this with your money. Don't buy that garbage. Do this, do that. We didn't have that. So therefore,
yeah. So I get what you're saying. Say, hey, we made millions of dollars, but that was the only objective, which was a short-term goal.
Yes.
What we can do with this and where we can go with this, right? So people say, and I have said, hey, you get someone who has a really good operation going on the streets, right? that person can be a CEO. They just need the education and the tactics, right?
That's it. That's
you,
it.
you equip them with that.
Yes.
They can go further.
They can go further.
But the only thing they know is this right here.
Yeah.
So it's almost whatever glory, we're only working for the glory in the ghetto. In the
That's
hood.
it. That's it.
Which is
Stunting
nothing,
on
right?
On our homies.
Because it only ends a couple ways.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that you share that you say that because that is it's very important. I don't look at people who look like me and I feel like, oh yeah, I'm up and you down, or whatnot, because there's levels to this game, right? I look at my age group. That's what I look at. So I don't compare it to just black people in my neighborhood. All who's in my age category, from white, black, Asian, you know what I'm saying, man, Puerto Rican, it doesn't matter. Where should you be at this age group? Whether you're 20, where should you be? At 25, at 30, where should you be? And so most of the time, you're around the individuals that you're around and you feel good about yourself because you're the main one up. But if I take you and I drop you in another circle over here, you're down.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And so I always understood that. So by understanding that is, you never get complacent with your situation. You always want to grow, and you never want to, per se, for a better lack of words, shit on people or belittle them or whatnot, because you're going to get into a circle that you're gonna have 100 million. You're gonna get in a circle where the guy got 1 billion.
Yeah.
So you're still down here.
But you belong in that circle.
Yes.
Because you can't grow without being
No.
in it. Once you get to the top of your circle, it's time to give it to somebody else and you move on.
That's a fact.
Right? Okay.
And if you, like you say, you just said, if everyone looking up to you, you're in the wrong circle.
Yep.
Because who's going to motivate you? Who's going to get you to the next level?
I've got to grow and I've got to learn. So, I look at my daughter just turned 18, my youngest daughter, and she's got some packages that came in the mail. One from Brown University, another one from Columbia, and she had another one previously from Harvard, right?
Gotcha.
Now, my eldest daughter said, well, it doesn't matter because she's going to Rice. I said, listen, you don't understand that if there's a chance to get into Brown, Columbia, or Harvard, that's where she should go. I mean, the cost is one thing, right? But when you go to even Yale, right? When you go to like these Ivy League schools, if you notice, they're the leaders of the country of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's say President Barack Obama and a lot of the politicians that he's been around. He met some of them at Harvard. You get what I'm saying? You're rubbing shoulders with the next wave of movers and shakers and politicians and leaders of the new world, right?
Definitely.
So that when I tell you, when you can pick up a phone and call somebody who you went to school with 15 years ago and they empower,
Make it happen.
And you already, you get what I'm saying? And all they need to do is give you an opportunity because now you can kind of learn something and grow. So I look at you, and I've seen you go through different phases in terms of taking a company, building a brand, making it successful, move on, start the next one, right? And even, sell this off or what have you. So then now I got to say, all right, well, now this is the Hardy effect, right? So I used to have a saying like King Midas. Everything I put my hands on turns to gold. What I really meant was I can learn anything you put in front of me. Not only can I learn it, but once I learn it, I can figure out how to take it apart. The only way to beat the system is to learn the system first.
Come on now.
Right? But the system is just any and everything, right? So the game you keep talking about. So let's say real estate development, which, to be honest, it seems like one of the hardest segments of real estate. I think everything is second to real estate development because it's almost like the maestro in front of the orchestra. And you got different instruments and different sections, but you're making them all work and come together.
That's true. Development is the ultimate goal of real estate, right? If we went down the road, we'll say, okay, you'll go from most people, they do, what was the word I was looking for? So most people will do,
Investing?
No, they're investing, but they find deals, they sell them to wholesale.
Wholesalers,
So
yeah.
most people start off with wholesaling, right? I have to have money, you go find the deals and whatnot.
Yep.
Then the next step is rehabbing. You see what I'm saying?
Fix it, flip.
Rehabbing, flipping, and then, most people never make it to this level in this
Or
development.
even to investor.
Even
investor.
even
Where you can
to
buy
an
and hold.
investor,
Right?
buy and hold,
Yeah.
and then to developer. But I love it because I'm a developer / builder. So I see both aspects of it because most developers are not builders. The developer is the visionary. He's the guy who sees a raw piece of land and say, bam, this is perfect for that piece of land right there. And he's the guy who organizes everything, put everything together, do all the paperwork, deal with the city, deal with the utility companies, deal with all the damn headaches. You know what I'm saying? To organize and make this thing and this dream come true. So it's a very tedious task to be a developer. You know, however, it's very possible. If you just study the craft and you really, really dig deep and you want to learn. Not something I tell people to jump off the porch, doing. You got to get some type of real estate history. But the ultimate goal should to be get to developer. I like to eat all the plates. So I'm developer, builder, the whole nine. So I come in, from the aspect of I'm the developer, but I'm a carpenter too. So I know what the hell is going on. So when I talk with a trade or I bring a trade in, I know the game, bro. You can't play me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on every level. You feel
Like
me?
that high bid from the plumber.
From the plumber, yeah. Like
But
that.
listen,
We got it right,
yeah,
though.
we figured that one out. Yeah.
Right.
Real
That,
quick, we
just
got
like
right
that.
back on track.
Just like that, my brother.
We only lost him overnight. Then
That's
we
it.
got him
That's
back
it.
on track.
Yes, sir.
So, leadership style, right? So I heard someone say that their leadership style was transformative, delegative, and autocratic. So set autocratic to the side. Transformative, right? Where not only are you taking something that was either nothing and building it into something, or you're talking about the flipper that takes something, rehabs it, and then makes it into something newer, right? So you're doing that. People see what you're doing. The people working with you kind of understand what you're doing, why you're doing, right? Because I've seen you sit here and talk to one or more, and you, on their level, try to explain to them what your vision is and what your vision for them is. So you're almost like setting expectations for them, but it's because they may be underqualified now, but they could be more than qualified once they're done with what you put them at, right? So it's almost like, hey, I know you can grow into these shoes. You're not far from it now. Let me give it to you. You have to own it. So now that's delegative, right? You're delegating to another individual. But then when you look at the ultimate growth of the firm, you can't run everything yourself.
No.
So let me get some chiefs down here. They're going to own their whole area, their whole department. I don't want to hear nothing, because you know what? You have to have a macro view. You have to see everything that's happening, but you can't get involved with everything that's happening because you should have people there. Because if not, you're going to get stuck, and you can't move forward on what you need to do. You need to drive the company.
That part.
So the next 10 acres we buy, the next 100 acres. Are we going to go to this county, that county? That's what you're looking at, and learning to solve all the red tape pieces of it. So I kind of see that, and I think that's a good thing because it's another way of empowering people. And then it's one of those things where, hey, you make it or break it. I just made you head of this department. You either want it or you don't. You either show up or you don't.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
If I don't see you next week, I already know. Right?
What he say? What he say, Michael Corleone?
He said-
I wake up in the morning.
If the money's on the
there,
table,
I know we got a deal.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
If I wake up and it's not there, I know I don't have a partner. It's real
And listen,
simple.
and that's very true, because that's a quick way, an easy way of filtering through and screening folks versus hiring people. They just sit around, get a paycheck,
True.
and nothing's getting done.
That's true.
Right.
And that's one of my methods. I always tell people that, I've learned this from my mentor, one of my mentors, Paul Holbrook, man. And he always told me, man, you got to make people have skin in the game.
Yes.
And people don't want to have skin in the game in certain things. And for me, I don't want employees. I want partners. I want partnerships. And so that's why I use that model of saying, hey, we create these divisions. You're the head of this division and owner of this division. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore, you got your skin in the game. That's your skin in the game. Hey, if this division don't make money, you don't eat. Don't ask me for your check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is your division.
Yeah.
You make it work.
You write your own check.
That part right there.
Yeah.
And I think when you build like that, you build more leaders, because you cannot be a boss if you didn't create bosses. It's impossible. You cannot be a leader if you don't go create other leaders.
Yeah.
It's a system. And I used to always use this. It's a Chinese proverb, and it says, if you want prosperity for a year, grow rice. You want prosperity for 10 years, grow trees. If you want prosperity for 100 years, grow people. And I truly believe that growing people, putting people in position, empowering people that want it will succeed, and we will outpace everyone because we're building leaders and not followers. Now we need employees. We're not saying that we don't need
Yeah. Yeah.
employees, but every employee should be working to be a leader.
Yep.
That should be the goal
Yep.
every time, and that's how you expand and that's how you duplicate.
Yep. So tell me something. Tell me one or more of the most important things that stuck with you that your mentor taught you.
Man, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. This is a jewel. My mentor, Mike McCoy, right before I left Lompoc, Mike McCoy, he was a beast, man. This dude, he was one of the first founders of asset-based lending. Yeah, his company, he was lending 50 million to the city of Oakland. He was worth 300 million at 30 years old in 1990. A brother, it was impressive to me. And this brother was very, very sharp during the time we was at Lompoc. That he had courses going on, and people from Harvard used to come down. And his course at Harvard, they used to take, and they coming in to get his course. You feel me? So he was a bright individual, and he left me with something. He said, "Hardy Bay, I want you to always remember this, right?" And he said, "You remember you remember the Wizard of Oz?" I said, "Yeah, I remember the Wizard of Oz." I said, "I don't remember it, clearly like everything, but yeah, I remember the concept." He said, "So let me share a story with you." So as the Wizard of Oz took place, dang, I gotta take this call.
Take it. We can pause.
Yeah, because I got a good story. I'm gonna take this call. It's a federal
Up
group.
now. You may begin speaking now.
What's up with my brother? What's up with it?
What's up, my partner? What's going on? What happened?
What it do, baby? What it do, man? Hey, I know you getting short up in there, man. You getting short.
Yeah, boy, nigga down about goddamn it. If they gon' give me my motherfucking 6 months, nigga down about 10 months. All I need is give me my 6 month airway. I'm down to 10 months.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, what you to pull down 11, 12 calendars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
going on 12.
Yes, sir.
Going on 12.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you did it with your head up and your chest out, baby.
No question.
that part right there, loved one. That part right there. Man, it's good to hear your voice, man, and good to hear that you're in good spirits, baby.
Hey, yeah, man, keep everything still cold steady with me, man. Man. Stay in the flow, man. Staying focused and staying positive. That's it.
That part right there, loved one. That part right there. That part right there. But shit, what's on your mind? I'm good, bro. Look, man, hey, man, I'm out here doing this real estate developing, building, man, and man, and found this niche lane, man, and I've been wearing it out, loved one. It's been an uphill battle. I've been in it up there for about almost a year and a half to 2 years, but I done figured out the recipe and running it up.
Talking about building homes and shit.
Yep. Building. So what I'm doing is I'm building. Excuse me, fourplexes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Sound like that's what's up, man.
That's it. Staying out the way, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Where you at? Where you been at?
So I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston.
Oh, you here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in Houston, but I be in Nevada. Cause I really be building a lot in Nevada. So I'm typically 2 weeks in Houston, 2 weeks in Nevada.
Okay.
So I'm gone. I just got back last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Ain't that?
Yes.
How baby girl doing? How lady doing?
Man, she doing good. She doing good, man. I'm gonna go see her in a few minutes. She turned 13, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing her thing, she doing good. I'm proud of that little girl, man. She really, she growing out of certain things within herself. She doing sports now, and she really enjoy it. And she get up and handle her business. So I'm loving her headspace right now.
Right. That's good. That's real good. You know what I'm saying? She got a little motivation about herself.
Yeah. She got that, man. Cause shit, hey man, ain't nothing gonna fall in your lap around here, baby. You gotta go get it. I don't care who you is.
I don't care who you is or where you come from.
Hello.
You still gonna have to get up and go get it
You
yourself.
gonna have to.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gonna have to, cuz. Hey, real spit, man. Yes, sir. But yeah. Other than that, man, shit, just staying out the way, man. Shit, man. Wait to see you come on home, baby. Shit, we can get to it, man.
Yeah, I'm on my way, bro. I ain't bullshit, man. I just get what you talk about right now. That's what a nigga got to be. Get something, you know what I'm saying, to focus on and get something going. I love to goddamn it get pulled up to speed on that right there. You know what I'm saying? So a nigga can get the game as well.
Man, come on, you know that go without saying, baby, man. I'ma lace your boots, man. I was just telling L. I say, L, man, come up and see me, baby. I say, listen, man, I got the recipe and I got the numbers to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So shit, you know, ain't nothing changed but the motherfucking product, baby. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So,
So man, I got room, man. I would love to have you because you know we need G's out here, man. We need G's out here making a positive change, loved one. Because you know these youngsters are lost, man. They lost, man.
bro, I be hearing and seeing so much shit on the news. I be like, what the hell is going on nowadays? It ain't nothing like it used to be out here.
Nah, it's sad, bro. It's sad, and and you know these youngsters they really need love, man. And they really need guidance. You know that leadership is gone, man, and it just really have fell apart. You know what I'm saying? And you know I've been working with some of the homies right now. You know they reached out and I tapped in with them last week. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to this internet. One thing I can say is opening their eyes to different things where they like, okay, yeah, okay, I ain't never been there, but I want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because we growing up, we didn't have no internet, so if you didn't never go there, you don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
What's going
You
on?
don't know what's going on, and so they been kind of got a little fed up, man. And they got a little fed up, and they kind of reaching out, and not only that, they being vulnerable. When you get gangsters be vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? You know that they really won't change, fam. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can feel you on that.
So yeah, we got work to
Gotta do.
do. Yeah, we got work to do.
Exactly.
I've been doing
Exactly what you just
YouTube
said.
videos, man. Hey, listen, man. I've been gaining not a lot of traction, man, because it's that time. You know what I'm saying? I put all the bullshit behind me, so now it's the time where I can step out there. I can put my face out there and really make a change. You know what I'm saying?
This call is from a federal prison.
Yeah. That's the motivation now, though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Niggas just need that. That's it. I do, a nigga been, getting his head together, like I said, nigga coming down to the wire, so nigga can't go out there, you know what I'm saying, more naive than he was when he came in, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gotta be a little more wise, a little more cautious on what is surrounding, what's really going on. It's a new era, it's a whole lot, like they say, it's a new vibe going on, it's a
Hello.
whole new way. Yeah, it's a whole new wave going on out there.
Hello, and I love to hear you speaking like that, fam, because that's the issue. Is shit, my little brother he got out and crashed. He thought this shit was a game, and I'm like, bro, you pull down 15 calendars, and then you come out, and that boy catch two hot ones, man, because he didn't learn the playing field. He thought the playing field was the same as when he left. But these are
Don't
different players and different playing field, partner. So he didn't even give himself time to assess the situation. He jumped right in the fire. You know what I'm saying? Got his ass burnt up. You know what I'm saying? And
do that.
no, you can't. You can't. And we know that. And then nothing stays the same, loved one. It's all about elevation. It's about growth.
Everything got to evolve. Motherfuckers not, standing still, man. You got to be looking. If you ain't planning on to evolve yourself, it's like, man, you set yourself up for failure. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, ain't nowhere in the world I'm sticking around I mean, I can't have the mindset of what I had 11, 12 years ago. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real shit.
if I'm thinking like that, guess what I'm thinking on? I'm thinking to be set myself back up to come back in the joint. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
Like, no, they can't get on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker got to be, man. I'm talking about using this motherfucker. I exercise this mind so much, bro. I'm talking about I can sit in this motherfucker, bro. Like my peak hours and I call it my epiphany hours is always 3, 4 in the morning to about 5 in the morning, just sitting there, just running, you know what I'm saying, running it through my mind on everything that I want to put into play when I get there, how I want this to evolve this business here to establish and grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bigger than just what a nigga was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's out the question. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
Nigga got to think above that. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
They can't be thinking on that right that page there. That's a dub. You know what I'm saying? Like my mind ain't even nowhere near that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like that's called for when man shit that got all the way fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That pushes the nigga hand to something like that. And I'm not my mindset is not like I'm not trapped in the mindset of I'm always fucked up.
Hello.
I don't give a fuck about if I walk out the door and ain't got a dime. I
What?
ain't fucked up. You
That
know what I'm saying?
part.
My mindset ain't set on that right there. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you know you going in my video, boy. You know what I'm saying? It's called going in my video. Look, I'm right here, right now, right? I was doing an interview. You know what I'm saying? I was doing an interview, you know what I'm saying, for YouTube. And you called. I'm like, yeah, plug that shit in. Don't keep that going. You know what I'm saying? They need to hear this game from a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And pull these calendars down. A real soldier. But you know, with the key thing that you just said, and you know our guy Jeezy, we fuck with our guy Jeezy. Jeezy new album just dropped. And it's called Bro, yes, it's called Street Cred, right? He got a Street Cred, right? And he said, y'all want me to be the same nigga from 10 years ago? That would have been a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, nigga, I'm a new nigga on the grind. Like, his elevation is all about business, real estate. You know what I'm saying? He like real estate than modern day flexing, man. Fuck all that bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Nigga, access, bro. I'm telling you, I've been reading these books. I'm telling you, bro, the real estate is the game that's gonna always keep you with your foothold in something because guess what? They making shit every day. They not making land no more. It's
No.
no way the motherfucker who created that is over with.
That
They
part.
not creating that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? You better get your hands on some of that shit and do something with it.
That part. That
Hey,
part. Because
I'm
America for
telling
sale. America for sale.
I was in that. One thing I gotta run by you, right?
Yes.
You remember a few years ago I told you like, man, you know I've been fucking with old girl, right? B,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh.
I listen, man. It come to the point where like I'm telling her like, yo, like, man, we might need to goddamn it. We was looking into trying to establish this. Same thing you talking about the developing this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling her like my whole goal is I'm trying to go cop like anywhere from 40 to 50 acres and just goddamn it put a whole subdivision there. You know
That
what I'm
part.
saying? Like, man, like that's where a motherfucker gotta find the next striving spot, the growing spot that's gonna be developing and all that, where they get ready to come in, put in the shopping malls and the communities and shit.
Yes,
I'm trying
sir.
to be a part of that right there, that wave. I'm trying to be there. You know what I'm saying? I want my motherfucking name somewhere on one of the motherfucking contracts where I'm getting one of them goddamn checks. You
That
know what
part.
I'm saying?
That part.
That's what I'm on right now. Like, bro, I'm talking about, cuz when I tell you, like, ain't no, I do. You know how I
Come
give
on.
it up when I'm out there and
Come
get
on.
down in the street. But my mind, I'm talking about like it's how can I put it? It's on a corporate level on putting it down.
And
Like
it
that, you know what
should.
I'm saying?
There you
I'm
go.
talking about like I'm trying to push that shit like same energy I was giving that shit. I know I ain't on. I think I know I can do it on this other side right here.
Hello.
I know I can.
Hello. I know
what
you
I'm saying?
can too. I know you can too. Guess what? Hey, because I'm doing it, right? And that you said that, what you just said, we're purchasing 10 acres right now, building a subdivision. So by the time you come home, I'll be ready to break ground on the subdivision. So you already gonna better walk right into the fold with your loved one. You see what I'm saying? It's already making it happen. You see? And like I told Elle, I just need more leaders. I just need more brothers to join me. You know what I'm saying? To make it happen. Because
Federal prison.
it's really endless. It's really endless, Cuzzo. It's really endless. And like I told him, just like how you said, everything you said, boy, you gave me chills. Is that we go just as hard in this game as we win the other game. It's endless, bro, because we already have the mindset. It's all about mindset. That's it. That's it.
All it is. Once you set their mindset on it, man, they got to go with it. Like, don't never second guess yourself. You know
Hello.
what I'm saying? Other people might tell you something might not make it or it might not work. Hey, man, I got my mindset on it. It is. You know
That
what I'm saying?
part.
Motherfucker told me that I wasn't going to goddamn it get far doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to never have
That-
doing that shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's
I
it.
ain't listen to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that. What another motherfucker tell me. I'm one of the motherfuckers like they say you got hands-on experience or word of mouth experience people.
Facts.
I'm more of a hands-on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna be
Facts.
able to give me the word of mouth and tell me that, oh, this here, do that, do that. No, I gotta get in there and do it myself. I gotta get in the trenches and I gotta put in my own work and goddamn make sure, okay, yeah, this shit really working. This what it's doing. So I know for a fact it's gonna turn a profit for me. You see what I'm saying? Like
And that part
anything
right
that I
there.
can put, I get myself involved in.
Real shit. Real shit. You know, and what I say to that is that you're gonna be about what you know, not about what you heard. You know what I'm saying? And so when you went and touched it yourself, can't nobody tell you shit. And what I tell people is the mind is capable of building anything you put it to. It can do whatever you tell it it can do. You see what I'm saying? Literally.
Right.
You feel me? Literally. And so I
You're
truly
right.
believe that. I truly believe that. And you know, when we get time to sit down, man, and we go to those elevating places, I was just telling them in the podcast that, you know, prison was one of the best things that could have happened to me. You remember before you went to the feds, I guess I came home from the feds, and the nigga mindset was totally different. You see what I'm saying? Then when we were kids and we were doing what we were doing, you know what I'm saying? You know, I always pushed the real estate. Cuz, you gotta buy some real estate. You gotta buy some real estate. You know what I'm
On top of
saying?
that, yeah, I gotta give you that, yeah. Got to. It's a must do thing.
So
Cuz this phone finna hang up, man.
I love you,
Yeah,
man.
you
And
know I
call me
love
when you
that,
get a
man.
chance. You got my number?
Alright, I'm gonna make sure I reach out. Give me probably about what's today? Today, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I say, man, I'll catch you probably. I'm call check in once a week. I'll call you next
Okay.
week.
Man, please
Deal
do.
with you.
Please do, cuz.
Alright.
Man, good to hear your
Much
voice,
love,
man. Keep
cuz.
your head up. One love.
Alright, love.
I love.
So it's interesting how we talk about something and then it kind of
And then it comes together.
yeah. So that's a good thing. So listen, so in terms of the game and what you're working on now, right? What are the next steps?
The next steps is, you know, you talking about far as with the Hardy Manor and things like that. So right
which
now,
I think is awesome. So let me just
Thank you.
Let me retract. So
Okay.
you started with a certain model,
yes,
then you
yes.
built your own model, and now it's the Hardy Manor, right? And now you see the rendering of it. I could just imagine what the feeling is going to be, because I look at what you got now, and I look at the Hardy Manor, and I said the Hardy Manor is the way to go.
Oh yes, sir.
And I think that's going to change Pahrump in terms of, okay, we know what we're used to seeing. This right here is going to switch things up,
That's correct. That's correct.
especially once you break ground on them 10 acres.
Yes.
And you put up 25 in them joints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's where we're going. That Hardy Manor. What we wanted to do is we said, you know what? Let's reflect, right? And let's reflect back what people are used to. There's a Chinese way of me being in China for the last 13, 14 years, and China believe if you build, they will come. And so, we looked at it and said, wow, we inherited these plans from my partner VMAX. We ran it up. We built probably about 6 to 7 of those real quick. And we was like, well, hold on. This is a different method. Let's change the game up. What's missing here? Because in life, you make money when you solve problems. And when I saw what was missing there was we bringing the California to them. We're bringing the Vegas to Pahrump. So now it's a great alternative for people that come from those environments. They don't feel alienated when they come to a place like Pahrump. So they get the peacefulness, but also you get the living amenities that you're used to.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win situation from there. So the Hardy Manor, we got 2 lots that we're gonna go ahead and break ground on those. Built 2, working on this 10 acres. Matter of fact, while I was just on the phone right now, I got to sign those documents to make that deal real. What Nip say? Get your lawyer. You're on the phone. We can make it real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is a real deal play.
And Beezer did a lot
That
of the work
part.
for the utilities. For us.
Thank you, Beezer. We appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll be locking in that 10 acres, and we'll be building that subdivision. And so that's the irony of it. That's the height, and that's where we're at right now. We don't want to stop going. We want to keep going, but we don't. We also understand the market in the terms of you don't build too fast. You build with the pace of the course. Because you never want to get caught with your pants down. So that's where we're going, now. The Hardy Manor is about to be in full effect. We'll be breaking ground sometime next month on that. Y'all stay tuned for that. Shovels in the dirt. And, man, we'll be rocking and rolling, man. I'm just ecstatic about all this, man, and just looking forward to, building with more people, sharing the game with more people, taking the ride with more people, and, just leaving a legacy behind. And so that's what we do it for. We don't do it for the shine. We don't do it for more cars, more Rolexes, more clothes, more jewelry. We do it for legacy. This is the legacy building time.
Well, I see it, and I've seen you at work, and I've seen you in this phase of things. And one of the things I learned to do when I get hot in something, you know, or if I start doing this, that, and I kind of come out and I get really good at it, right? And then more opportunity comes, and I just keep taking it, and I just keep, and then I'm working myself to death in a sense because I'm taking advantage of every opportunity that's out there, but it's progressing me to or elevating me to where I need to be, right? So on the career side, if you to take a look at um, my resume, so I got companies like Deloitte, Microsoft on there, Dell, HPE, and so on and so forth. And these are some of the big heavy hitters in that particular IT consulting industry.
Correct.
So just at first glance, okay, people say, okay, well, this is impressive. Let me read a little more, right? But it took time and sacrifice to do that,
Yes.
to get with the right particular companies, right?
Correct.
And then once you're hot, right? You have to take advantage of that. So I see that in Pahrump, if anything, if I've ever seen you feel hot, is now, and striking while the iron's hot.
Yes,
Why?
sir.
You wait a year, you can miss your turn.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
There's two. You got Taylor Morrison wanting to come in.
Yeah.
Beezer's already in.
Yeah.
Right. And then it'll be a matter of time before Beezer comes back and builds another subdivision.
D.R. Horton's on the other side of town.
We
you know
won't-
what I'm
we
saying?
don't do
Yeah,
that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, business is all about timing. You know, it's all about timing. And when you're in construction and development, it's about speed.
Yep.
But speed can kill too. So I understand to be able to balance the difference, the speed and the thinking of the trajectory of the market. You see
So
what I'm
that's
saying?
important because you know that with the interest rates rising, consumer confidence has lowered some.
That's correct.
So things have slowed down some.
Correct.
So now that when the builders and developers they're building in kind of fast, then they slow down again, right? And then now, wait, we built too much. We have a few too many houses
Too
out
much
there.
inventory.
We need to close these out before December. We're throwing everything at and the kitchen
Man,
sink,
what?
discounts, incentives, you name it. 6% towards closing costs.
Towards closing.
$20,000 discount if you close before December.
December.
Right. A house that was 3 months ago, $858, you can get it like $750 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With all the different incentives. Now, don't get me wrong. The market changes in the spring. That same house could be 1.2 million.
That's true.
Right, especially with new construction.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, got market price and new construction a little bit different. But so paying attention to the market is important because you don't want to hold on to.
No.
You don't want to have 10 properties.
No.
At your level.
No.
That are vacant. You can't sell them. You're waiting to sell them. They're already built. You want to build at a certain pace. Money builds. Consumer confidence. What's coming down the pike?
That's
so.
true.
What I see you doing is, hey, I can't educate myself only on the building development part. Okay, I'm driving this thing. How do I interpret the market trends? I see you educating yourself on that. We went back down some of the history of real estate in America. You and I was watching. I said, wait a minute, that's something that I was thinking to myself. So you got experience that helps you do certain things. But when you don't have experience in that, you got history. We can always go back to history, see the trends, because it's almost like on a loop. So what we have now is probably a new wave of certain things that the principle of that was, way down. And it's like studying war.
Yes.
Right. Look at the Roman Empire and different empires throughout time, and their approach and their strategy. Okay, so even though we got these big machines and fighter jets, but that doesn't take away from the strategy.
No. Strategy is still there.
Yeah. So I see you kind of educating yourself little by little to basically become almost be able to rub shoulders with a tycoon of a big development company, right? At the same time, you know where you are, you know your size,
Correct.
you know the size of your market or the market share. So you say, hey, Taylor Morrison might be here, Beezer might be here, so they may have 35%. This one may have 30%. But listen, if I got my little 10%, that's good because I can do
Definitely.
millions
Definitely.
with this 10%.
Definitely.
Not just that, they're not going to get known like I am. See, you can't shake the hand of the CEO of Taylor Morrison.
No, it's not
You
gonna
can't shake the
happen.
hand of the CEO of Beezer, right? Or DR
Horton.
But with UIG, right? Bam. This is the same guy that walks in and he eats dinner at mom's.
Yeah, diner.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Saying hello, shaking hands, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. So if anything, if we put your face on the side, hey, let's vote for Hardy Bay for mayor. They'll know that guy before they know Taylor Morrison. So
That's correct.
technically, what you're saying, being at your level, is more influential than a Taylor Morrison coming in and doing anything in Pahrump.
That's correct.
And I'm not pointing out Taylor
No,
Morrison.
of course. You're just using them as an analogy.
But at the same time, you're bringing the company and you're putting a face to it.
That's true.
And your presence is there. Hey, look, I live down here with y'all. So when y'all go through something, I'm going through something.
That part. And then it's not only that, it's the motto, right? So our motto is to build affordable. They're
Yes.
not thinking
Yeah.
about affordable.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a motto that we're building for the people. So this is a people's company. You see what I'm saying? This is not my company, it's the people's company because we are building for the people, which is important, right? No one is thinking about the people. Everybody's thinking about the bottom line, but we're thinking about the people. So we understand that, and because we come from nothing. So that's why we think about the people. And I truly believe this, that if you take care of people, you will make money. You don't have to worry about money. Money will come if you take care of people. And so due to the market is slowing down, we are building affordable. Affordable is still going to be around. It's the market will tailor off. It will not crash, but it will tailor. It's called a correction.
Yep.
You know, and it is correcting itself now. However, there's still people in the market who need something, especially affordable. You can go to any city in America, and there's nothing affordable that you can buy, not rent, buy. And so that's what we're doing,
No,
and
but
that's
can
our
you imagine
model.
the state coming in and say, hey, Hardy Bay, we want to buy into affordable.
Yeah.
We need 100 of these. We'll get the land. Don't worry about the land. We got you. We'll bring in the utilities. You just develop
You
them.
just develop it.
And then build them.
Yeah, and I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see that because they're in need. You know, Vegas was taking golf courses and everything to try to build. They were talking about giving $100 million for affordable. You know, and these are programs that they're rolling out right now. And so yeah, it's definitely there. But yeah, that's where we at, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we for the people, by the people, you know, and we
Building
want to work
Pahrump.
with the people, building Pahrump. And
Yeah.
we're trying to share that with everybody. We're trying to get people to, you know, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, come down, check it out, man. You go everywhere else, you know?
Well, you know, I noticed you develop a fondness for Pahrump too.
Yeah, I have. I like that place.
It's not like
man.
hey, I'm just here to make money doing
No,
things.
I like that
No,
place,
you're
man.
you're in here as like
Peaceful.
yeah.
Very, very
You're
peaceful,
kind of laid
man.
back, and all the noise and all the busyness of Houston is not with you when you are in Pahrump, which I think is what helps you focus more on where this thing is going.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I appreciate your time, man. I just I wanted to catch you your busy schedule and
Well.
you know, record some sound bites, man, and some videos. So I appreciate it, man.
Sure, man. No worries, man. Anytime, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking for a long time, man.
yeah.
You didn't see my ups, my downs, my highs, the lows. Likewise with you. And, man, we're going to continue to push forward because the true currency is relationships, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and I appreciate you too,
Man,
brother.
for sure, my brother. Looking forward to do this again. All right.